Everyman Driver Nation, welcome back. Dave Erickson here alongside my brother-in-law Richard. And today we're going to do a battery swap, battery install. I got this battery from AutoNation. This is my go-to place for parts. You probably saw my WeatherTech install as well as the wiper blades. Now I got a battery because the Jeep Grand Cherokee is going to be swapped out and make sure we have a full charge. Now Richard knows a lot about cars, a lot more than I do, builds them, repairs them, all that good stuff. So when I was asking you about this video, there's a couple ways that you can check to see if your battery needs to be replaced in the first place. How do you do that?
First thing, if you start having issues with your battery, good way to tell if your battery's having issues is if your headlights start looking dim and they get brighter when you rev the motor. Could be an issue with the battery, or when you start cranking it, it may be hard to turn over. So those are two good signs. So if you have that problem, you may want to take it to AutoNation, or there's a number of places that you can take them in and they'll test them for free, and they'll tell you whether your battery's good or not.
Now you said also something about checking the post because they could be corroded, so you can scrape them off. That might be a simple answer.
So the first thing you want to do too before you decide to replace the battery, look at your terminals, and look at them. They should look nice and clean like this new battery. A lot of batteries, they'll get corrosion on these. They'll start getting a buildup, a crusty buildup. They make a little terminal post cleaner that you can clean those off with. So if you have battery issues and you do have corroded terminals or dirty terminals, go ahead and clean them off first. That might solve your problem.
A steel brush?
You can use a wire brush, but they also make a little terminal cleaner that's specially made for that. The other thing is to check to make sure that they're tight. Check to make sure that your battery cables are tight onto the terminal as well.
Okay. Now with this car, this is a 2011 Jeep Grand Cherokee, and first thing that I noticed when I came over here, I popped the hood. I said, Richard, we're going to replace the battery. Where is it? And you're looking across this engine bay and you're going, where should it be? Where do you think it was supposed to be?
Well, typically it's really easy to find your battery here in the engine compartment. This particular car has a positive and a negative terminal here, but no battery. So once we did some more investigation,
I pulled out the user guide. Thank God I still have this. And page 71, talk about jump starting your vehicle. The battery in your vehicle is located under the passenger front seat. There are remote locations under the hood to assist in jump starting. Under the passenger front seat.
Yeah.
How bizarre is that?
Well, I think some of the newer cars, they start putting the batteries in different locations. Generally, it's in your engine compartment, but this particular car, it's not. It's usually not there, but on this one it is.
So we're going to go ahead and move the seat back, try to take out the old one and replace it with this one and see how easy it is. So let's get started.
All right, so the first thing you got to do is you got to open the front door here on this Jeep. Now this seat's already mostly forward, but we got to move the seat all the way forward to be able to access this battery compartment. Once you have that forward, you can come around here to the back door, and you can see right here is a cover that will pop off. This one was already out because we had taken it out prior to this, but it is a little bit challenging to get them out. They have these little push-in clips that you got to kind of pop out. And once you get that out, just set that out of the way, and you can see your battery. This battery has a couple things that you got to do first too. First, you kind of disconnect this little breather and get that out of the way. And then if you can see down in here, Dave, you'll see there's a little plate, two 1/2-inch nuts that hold that battery in place. So what you got to do is you got to get a wrench, or if you have a ratchet and socket with a long extension, say an 8-inch extension or so, that's probably the best. And what you got to do is you got to put your hand down in there and you got to use the ratchet to get those out. And go ahead and pull those off once you get them. You can take this one out, and then the plate should slide right over the top of those studs, and now your battery should be able to move around. Again, that was a 1/2-inch socket that you need for that. And then now for the posts, take your, we're gonna go ahead and take the negative wire off first, and this is a 10 millimeter wrench, so you're just gonna loosen these up enough to where you can wiggle those around and slide them off, and then just tuck that out of the way. Now this one's kind of hard to see, but the same thing in the back. There's a 10 millimeter nut that holds that positive wire on. You just gotta work that one around to get it off.
And those terminals look pretty clean, don't they?
Yes, these look really clean. Okay, so we got that off. So now you can slide your battery out here. This particular battery is fairly heavy, and it's also in a really awkward spot, but it should just come right out. All right, so here's the new battery. This particular battery is a little bit better than the battery that came out, so that'll be good. So you just slide this back in, and there's a lot of sharp metal and stuff down here, so don't want your hands on that. But it should fit in there pretty snug. And then,
even with that plate?
Well, the plate isn't on yet. We're gonna get these on the terminals first, and then we're gonna do the
plate last?
Yeah, we'll put the plate on afterwards.
So this doesn't look like something for the weekend warrior to do. This is more, unless you know cars, you should have someone else do this for you. I mean, it was kind of challenging. I think you have to have the right tools.
Yeah, this one they just put the battery in, a difficult spot, and it's kind of hard to get to. I mean, it doesn't take a lot of skill or really many tools, to be honest. It's more generally, a battery's a lot easier to replace than this.
When it's under the hood.
Yes. So you just gotta take that 10 millimeter wrench again and tighten up your nut that's on top of your wire, and then you put the negative one on.
Now, for the person watching this, do you have to do it in that order?
You should take the negative terminal off. You should take it off first.
Negative, positive, positive, negative?
Yeah. Okay, so those are tight. You just slide it all the way back. You can put your plate back on, and then you can put your nuts back on.
So you're hand screwing it first just to get them going?
Yeah.
Now you also use, and I'll just put it here into the shot, to help yourself when you're taking it off, you put some of this on here just to make it easier, some WD-40.
Yeah, the threads had a little bit of just gunk and corrosion, just a little bit of, they're just kind of dirty, so it made the nut not want to come off the stud real easily, so that's not the best thing to use, but that's all I had. But you can, use a penetrating oil of some kind, or even WD-40 will work fine, but just makes it putting them on and off, taking them on, putting them off a lot. Taking them off and putting them on a lot easier.
So this is the monotonous part right here, because it's a long...
Well, if you have the right tools, it should be a lot quicker, but unfortunately we don't have a extension that is this long. If you have a long extension, it would be a lot easier.
So what is that piece right there?
It's like a little, just like a little vent.
Is that vent on all batteries?
Nope, okay. It's only on this one. I'm assuming because it's inside the cab of the car.
Oh. So you're not going to see that vent most likely on the outside.
No.
If you do, it will have a cable for you.
Yeah, those are generally not there. That's just because it's inside of the cab. But yeah, usually those aren't there. And then when you get this, put this back in here. It's kind of a pain, but it should snap back in there. And then the front ones you can get a little better if you move the seat back again. But there it is.
So the moment of truth, Richard installed it. Let's go ahead and press the start button. That's how we roll. Now that I've started up again, all the electrical has been reset. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Usually it will reset. It should reset your computer.
The whole thing. So I have to reset my presets on my radio and stuff like that.
Yeah, usually.
Well, at least I got a good battery. So that was a little more challenging than we first thought. So if people need a charge or do a jump of their vehicle in the future and they have a battery underneath the seat, what do? Go here?
Well, in this car, it has terminals right here that you can hook your jumper cables to. It has a positive and a negative right here to make it easy to jump. But most cars, you would just do it right off the battery.
And when you do replace a battery, don't toss this. In fact, when I went to AutoNation, they said if you bring back the core, we'll give you a refund from the price of your battery.
Yep.
So why don't you want to toss these?
Well, for one, they have lead in them.
Okay.
So you can't just throw it in a dump because it has lead. But also they will give you a core charge back for it, which I don't know what it is for this one. Usually it's $20 or something like that.
I'll have a link below the video to AutoNation where I got this, so you can check it out for yourself. And thank you so much for watching. Thanks to Richard for being our mechanic on site. And we'll see you next time. Adios. Hey guys, it's Dave. I just want to say thanks once again for supporting Everyman Driver and watching my videos. Can you do me a small favor? The next time you're in the market for a new or used car and want to schedule a test drive or just want to get a really great price quote from a dealership of your choice in your zip code, click on the link below and fill out a short form. It's car.show/Everyman Driver. Now it's totally free to you and there's no obligation whatsoever to buy or lease anything. It's just a quick and easy way for you to help support my work and keep this channel going. There's also a free phone number, 844-765-0610, and you can talk to a car segment specialist for car shopping advice and direction. That call is also free to you. The link again, car.show/Everyman Driver. I'd really appreciate it. Thanks again.